Stakeholders in the southeast have called for a holistic approach to end the violence in the geopolitical zone. This is as the military says it's arrested over 100 suspects in the search of those who killed 5 soldiers at a checkpoint in Abia State. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, says several arrests were made from the raids, with those found to be culpable still in detention, assisting troops in investigations. Meanwhile, troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 13 terrorists, arrested 25 violent extremists, and rescued 15 kidnapped hostages during encounters with criminal elements in the last 1 week in the southeast. Recently, there's been an increase in violence in the southeast, with Awka, the capital of Anambra State, witnessing more than 30 wanton killings within a month. Stakeholders have tasked security operatives to end the killings by citing the effect on economic activities in the zone and national development. Okay, joining us now to speak on the security situation in the southeast and its effect on economic development in Anambra is Anambra State House of Assembly member representing Awka South constituency, Honorable Henry Mbachu. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you very much.
The situation in the southeast region in terms of security and the economic consequences on it leaves a very sad taste in the mouth.
Yes. First, I must say that Southeast, since ever the advance of IPOB, the Nnamdi Kanu arrest and detention, the sit-at-home saga, and the Monday sit-at-home saga, things have now returned to normal. Even this morning in Obaru, local government secretariat in Onitsha, there was an attack on the secretariat. And they kept on carrying this attack.
30 attacks in 1 month in Anambra State, is like a wild, wild west, wild, wild east now, the southeast, killing 5 soldiers in cold blood murder.
Not actually 38 attacks in southeast in 1 month. We are talking about the report on over 30 killings in Awka, the state capital of Anambra.
Yes, Anambra, that's what I said.
Yes. What I personally think is that this the sit-at-home and IPOB saga has moved the attention of the security operatives and the governors to fix that particular type of insecurity, the peculiarity of that insecurity, leaving other aspects of insecurity like cultism, robbery, normal kidnapping and killings.
We're talking of high-stake terrorism now by the abolished IPOB.
Yes. The abolished IPOB has been there, and they have been receiving merited attention from the government of various states in the southeast. They are paying keen attention to it. Now, what we are suffering much, the peculiarity of the one, like in the state capital, Awka as the state capital of Anambra State, you can't have over 30 killings in 3 weeks. Even IPOB has not done that. So we are calling attention of the stakeholders, attention of the government to other forms of insecurity in the zone. I think what is happening is that they are having not a needed attention that they used to have in other aspects of insecurity. That's why we call the stakeholders meeting, to actually bring the attention of the government to the abandoned forms of insecurity.
What now do you want the government to do? What are the people themselves doing to secure their own lives? People who have been cowed by the sit-at-home order that has now affected the socio economic lives of the people?
Obviously, security is everybody's business. And we cannot leave it in the hand of the government alone and security agencies alone. Security starts with the individual, even from your routine.
So where are your vigilantes? You're a member of the Anambra State House of Assembly and the rest. What kind of legislation have you made, to create the likes of the Amotekun that we see in the southwest and the rest, in Anambra State, or even in the southeast? Ebubeagu is nowhere to be seen again.
Anambra State has a vigilante services.
So they are overwhelmed then?
No.
They are overwhelmed if you can have 30 killings in the state's capital in 1 month. Are you at war? Is the state at war?
It was practically a cult killing. And immediately it happened. We don't actually want to be calling it cult killing because crime is crime. We don't baptize murder and robbery, armed robbery with cultism. Crime is crime. Arrest a cultist that shot somebody, kill somebody, arrest him for murder. But what we have done as a legislative measure was to immediately pass the anti-cultism law. Immediately, within the space of 2 weeks.
And what does it say?
Anybody found guilty of being associated with listed cult organization attract 21 years imprisonment. Anybody associating or facilitating or hiding any cult activities or cult person attract its own penalty, jail terms, without option of fine. And the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has signed it into law on 11th of June this year.
Let's look at the entire Southeast, for example. Quite a number of people are still amazed that they sit at home on Mondays, are still working and the rest. We have humongous presence of Nigerian security apparatus in the Southeast, yet the people are still cowed to the extent that the sit-at-home order is still, existing and could use that to attack state operatives.
Let me be quite frank with you. There are other areas you can look at this from. One, the governors of Southeast have not actually used their political advantage to actually wade into the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and sit at home. They have that obligation to fulfill that. Secondly, there are other things, other actions and inactions of this government, the governors of Southeast. The people enforcing sit at home are human beings. They are Southeasterners. They are from a village. They are from a local government. And I have been a proponent of local government autonomy. If you have a local government chairman elected at Ihiala, local government, for example, almost taken over by IPOB members, the local government chairman should be responsible for the security of his local government.
Yes, if the state government would release their local government allocations directly to them, and if the legislators in the state houses of assembly will live up to expectations by being autonomous.
Exactly the point. We are living up to our expectations as legislators. I must tell you, we are not autonomous by our own wish. We are not yet autonomous by our own wish. But what you see is this: every working government must start from the local.
What happened to Ebubeagu? He's dead on arrival. It can counter the insecurity in the Southeast.
Ebubago,
It's a failure.
Ebubago,
It's a failure?
Ebubago was not domesticated. That's what I can say about Ebubago.
That's why it's a failure.
You can't call it a failure now because it's working at areas like Enugu. But I don't know, I've not heard of Ebubago. I've not seen Ebubago soja in Anambra State. So it's not domesticated. What they need to do.
It was a collective decision to form
Exactly.
Ebubago. So why wasn't it domesticated?
Exactly my point. Who is going to implement it?
Okay, there's a political failure or leadership failure in this area, in the area of insecurity in the Southeast. Thanks so very much. Henry Mbachu is a member of the Anambra State House of Assembly for coming on News 9.